Hello, friends and traders. The closing bell just rang and I am about to record the closing podcast that I've now been doing. I really enjoy going over the day with you guys, and as you probably know, watching this YouTube channel, it's been really hard for me to consistently post videos and edit them and all sorts of stuff. So I just did the settings so that I can do this live tomorrow. So look forward to that. But today I'll just be recording it and then I'm gonna press play. Hello friends and traders. This is Elisa Levinson and I am excited to share with you the closing stories for the day, talk about if we are green or red. Today is Thursday, October 22nd. And it's been an up and down day. This morning I like to trade right at the first sound of the bell. And this morning was feeling a little lackluster. Some of the trades I took weren't going the ways I wanted to. I stopped out on an EW trade. I guess stopped out is not the right word. I took like a 30-cent profit, but it didn't go the way I wanted it to. So anyways, I wanna dive into that a little bit later. But overall look at how the market ended was pretty good. The SPY, even though it opened at 342, I can go ahead and see in real time here what it's at. But last time I looked, it was, green, above 2% based on yesterday. So it did close at 344.64, about 1.91% above yesterday. So, pretty much in the green for the day there. And I like to look at the XLK, which, that's the technology sector. And that didn't end in the green. That was red today. And that's okay. It was just under 0.24%. So yeah, and the question that I always get asked, are you green? Today I am. So yesterday being my first episode, I have to admit somewhere in the back of my mind, I was a little embarrassed to say that I was in the red, but to be honest, that's why I wanted to start this podcast and, videos is to share my trading experience with others, let other people know that it's okay to be in the red. That's to be expected when you're a swing trader, a day trader, combo like myself. And, you just got to stick to your plan and plow forward. So yeah, but today I'm in the green so you can see how quickly that flip-flops day by day. So in a minute, I'd like to dive into the news stories and also, my top movers for the day that I was watching, the personal trades I took, and then what the market's looking like for tomorrow. So when we come back, we will hit the news stories and we will also kind of look at what's happening in politics and how it's affecting the market, as well as the big story with GE. The news of the day, we have GE that made our headlines. It went up like 5.6%, which was a lot considering, how down GE has been since June, really, and ever since the market crashed. I bought a stock of GE for about 2 seconds when the markets were crashing. And then I just realized that this was not going to swing out with the speed that I wanted. So I took a 10-cent loss at that time. So just seeing that, it's been on a really rough road since June and only now it's going up, I'm really glad that I did not hold on to that one. But it's interesting that, the reason why the stock went up is because of a news story saying that they might be selling some of their assets to China. I talk about this all the time, or to a Chinese company. I talk about this all the time, but the news doesn't really matter that much because you really need to just watch what's happening with the stock and what the reaction is. So GE is actually a stock that I'm going to be watching tomorrow to see where it goes. If it has a big crash, I might buy a little and see if there's going to be a bounce on that. If it continues to go up and up and up, I might short it at some point. So that's, kind of something important to remember. I do love watching the news and keeping that up to date, but at the end of the day, I'm really reacting to the charts when it comes to trading. Something else, that's been affecting the market is the stimulus deal. There still was no deal today. I'm going to try not to talk about politics that much. So, it is what it is. The thing is that if we did have a stimulus deal come through, it would make the airlines shot up. I am holding a long-term swing for American Airlines. I'm not planning on selling anytime soon. Like, I literally want this stock to be up to like 19 before I sell it. And I went in with a plan that it was going to be very, very long term. And if there's a stimulus deal that goes by, I know that the airlines are going to get a big pop. So that's exciting. I might day trade one of them if that happens, but it looks like it's not happening. So we'll see. Apart from the news, I would love to just kind of go back to some of the top movers that we've had this week and some of the trades that I took today, kind of going back also to what we talked about yesterday. So first of all, Tesla. Obviously, earnings were yesterday. Everybody was really excited. The earnings came out pretty good. And, I was really holding to sell at 450. I told you guys that yesterday. This morning I looked and honestly, I didn't see the movement that I wanted right off the open. So I decided to put a sell in for 432. Following the patterns of previous closes and pivots, that was a point that I estimated would be a good high point for the stock to get to today. And boy, oh my gosh, I was so lucky that I got right, because I think the high of the day was 432, 38 or something. It was barely there. But I was able to sell my shares. So I'm now out of that Tesla trade. I did make 16.85 net gain points. So, that translates into $16.85 a share. So I was really happy about that gain, and that's really great for my account. But I need to look at some of these older ones that I'm swinging that are draining my account on the opposite end, like GNMK. Maybe we'll talk about that on the next episode. As far as buying goes, I did buy today. I bought Beyond Meat. It's BYND. I bought it for $172.46. That's my average. I know it's a little bit down now, but I am not planning to sell that for quite some time. So yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to that one and wait till it goes up. It's one of these ones where I figure even if it takes a while, it's worth it. That's gonna be a really good profit when it comes. Another trade that we talked about yesterday was JKS, and I said, if it goes down to 66, I'm probably gonna buy it. Well, I'm sorry, because it did go down to 66. I did not buy it because the movement was not what I wanted. It gradually came down to 66, and I just honestly, it just didn't have the chart effect that I wanted, and you just have to always react to the market. I can prepare and I can say, hey, this is a level I'm watching, but if I see, volume's not there or that level's not looking right, then I'm, gonna trade my plan and I'm gonna fix my plan, I guess, instead of, trading my plan. So I fixed my plan and I did not buy JKS. It still seems a little too risky for me, even at a lower price, to buy a long. Luckily, a lot of people shorted it yesterday, so yay for them. And we'll see where that stock goes. As you guys know, I am in IRBT, iRobot. I went ahead and sold some of it this morning. So I bought it for $84.90. I sold half for $85.95. So that was a 1.5 net gain, so just over $1 gain, which is my safe profit point. A lot of times I'll take the dollar profit or the dollar, gain, and then, I'll hold the rest for those larger numbers. Obviously, it depends on the spread and the price of the stock and so on, but I'm just saying, no one's gonna fault you for taking profits. Like, go for it. Take your profit, take your 1 point net gain, because, you know, I mean, that's a profit, and it gives you more money that you can put back into this stock or a different name and continue to grow your account. So anyways, I am still holding that, and it's, you know, down compared to where it was this morning, but that's okay. I feel like it's gonna get to 87. So that's what I'm holding for, is 87. If it does not get there, I don't know, in the next few weeks, then I'll probably reevaluate that plan. And that's another thing about trading plans, is that you hear all sorts of gurus being like, trade your plan, don't forget your plan. The truth of it is that the market right now is so volatile, which is good, but you need to be a little bit flexible with changing your plan, seeing like, what do I do if things don't work out as planned. I think as a trader, making those quick decisions is actually something that I'm pretty good at, and I know it can be intimidating for others. So we can continue to like kind of go down that path in the future, kind of dive into, you know, how people can just make those decisions. So yeah, that was our IRBT. The next stock I want to talk about is ENPH. That we talked about yesterday because it dropped down a bunch, and I was like, ooh, this might be good. Mad Money's been talking about it. All sorts of people have been talking about this great stock. So I went ahead and bought it. I told you guys I had a plan to buy at 101.55. I actually did buy at that price. And then of course I continued to buy when I saw it drop to significant levels. So my average on that is 98.88. And I'm really happy with this trade. It's like my trade of the day, if I can even say, oh, this was my trade of the day, like I'm a real reporter here. But anyways, and I did go ahead and sell some of it for 102.99. So it was a 4.11 gain. So, you know, over 4-point gain, which was really great gain for me. So yeah, I'm excited to hold on to the other piece of it. And for this one, honestly, I'm going to see where the market goes. You know, I want to, you know, sell it at 109, but if it doesn't look like it's getting there, I'm going to readjust that plan and take my profit where I can. So, ooh, that kind of rhymes. Readjust my plan and take my profit where I can. I like it. Okay. What is next? I think we've talked about Tesla. Oh, Netflix. So I am still in the Netflix trade, just for those of you that are curious. I'm also still in the work trade. I'm gonna hold those until the cows come home. Not really, but you know, I wanna make sure that I keep hold of them until they get to the levels that I wanted. So that is, you know, everything going over my personal trades. I am, as I mentioned before, I'm in the green today, but you know, it could change tomorrow. I'm going to continue to just take these profits, reinvest, and share my ideas with you. Something to note, you know, is what we're going to look at tomorrow morning. So that's what we will go over after this short break, is what my eyes will be on tomorrow at the open. Thanks. And wrap this segment up. I always want to talk a little bit about tomorrow. It's going to be Friday, October 23rd. Fridays are really hit and miss. Sometimes there's a big sell-off. So if your account goes red on a Friday, do not panic sell. I say that all the time, do not panic sell. Just hold it through the weekend. It's gonna be okay. I guess I should say at some point that like I'm not licensed to give you this advice. Anyways, take at your own discretion and make your own plan and trade that way. The last thing I just wanted to mention about tomorrow is that I'm going to be looking at AXP off the open, American Express. They are going to be releasing pre-market earnings. So, you know, depending on how the movement goes and if it hits any good pivot points that I like, I might, you know, buy for a long or sell for a short. So I don't really know yet, but I'm going to be watching it.
And the other stock I have my eye on right now is HYLN. So HYLN has a pretty good looking chart. They had a big boost today and then came down a little bit. So I'm looking at some pivots to buy. If I see that same type of volume tomorrow, it might be a good indication that I can buy it early on and then it will go up a little bit and sell it. That's more of a scalp trade than a lot of these other ones that I often talk about, which are more of swing trades. So, scalp is basically where I'm like, you're just trying to skim a little off the top. Scalping can be really lucrative, but it's usually a lot more fast paced. You're like buying quickly and then selling quickly. And it can be rough, I'll be honest, because it's like so fast and it's not my favorite. But on some movements that I think have really good volume, it has to have the volume there. And at the beginning of the market, HYLN might be a good scalp. So I'll let you guys know how that goes if I do anything there. And then I'm also, in a couple of swing trades right now that I'm going to continue to monitor. Netflix, as we talked about. I also am in DraftKings, Penn. So I am hoping, both of those will get to the levels I need. And I'm hoping that it will be a strong trading Friday before the weekend. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll come to you at the end of the bell tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.